Welcome to the Digital Story Experience, a podcast made by university student storytellers. Tune in and indulge as guests share their stories based on a different topic in each episode. Enjoy the podcast where not one story is the same as the other.
The real craft is turning what looks like garbage into something delicious.
In this story we meet Filliep, an old friend of mine and a devoted culinary artist. From his mother's kitchen to his father's farmland in Poland, Filliep connects the dots that have long held his commitment to food, family, and ritual.
Commitment, I think it's good to break down into small acts as opposed to big ones. My cooking career and just like what kind of level of commitment I had to put in to get where I wanted to, and that just made me think about like, if you want something to happen for you, you have to show some level of commitment, and like commitment's a really big word, especially for relationships and stuff, but commitment is just like a really small thing, like just like, watering a plant every other day. For my career, I mean, like I had to decide to commit if I wanted to get better, and everybody around me in one way or another was trying to make me get better, so I had to commit. And I guess commitment, I don't know what the definition is in the dictionary, but it's definitely a good amount of compromise and commitment. But, that's not necessarily bad, right? I see now, the level of commitment my family has shown me throughout my life. But at the time, as a teenager, I wasn't really seeing that or acknowledging that. So I guess when I decided to cook, I was in high school, and I wanted to be a psychologist, as you know. And I'm like, that's never going to happen. I don't have the grades for it. I didn't even I was like, I'm going to work hard. I had zero commitment to school, to becoming smarter, air quotations, to be a psychologist. I was like, I guess the only thing I'm really good at is cooking, because of like being in a kitchen with my mom for so long. So it was like when it came time to decide, it was like, boom, I know what I'm doing. And like to this day, people are still like, man, I envy you. You just like picked something and did it, man. Whoa. So I don't know. And then like at that point, and ever since, like, yeah, I mean, I want to come in, like regardless of what the challenge is, I want to come in, accomplish my goal, like make this right and serve it on time, hot, super hard timing, as you know. Like, I want to do that and make it really good. That's it. And I know it's just food. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saving lives. But that's what I want to do, and I feel good about it. Spending a ton of time in the kitchen and like, with my mother, watching her cook, being very excited to eat. I liked eating a lot, I guess. So to eat meant I had to see food get made. And my mom, as a kid, like, her repertoire is very big, but as a kid it seemed so massive, and I'm like, whoa, there's all these different things happening, and I would watch her do it, I guess. Like, I don't know, I could have been doing other things, but I was just hanging out in the kitchen, and like, I quickly grasped that like the kitchen is the meeting place, and everybody comes to hang out, and people gather at the table to eat. And if you've ever had, like, to say, grace or like be thankful for your food, that definitely makes a difference. Or like, I grew up Catholic, so we had Easter and Christmas, huge holidays where like, there's a lot of ritual around the food. That was big. Like, ritual around food makes you realize, like, or made me realize it was special, and like there's occasions where you make this, and it's like that's great, and I want to make food. Where my dad grew up in Poland, and you were there with me when I experienced killing my first chicken, picking vegetables out of the garden the same day and making a soup out of it, right? And just like, remember, it was a nice sunny day, clear skies. We had to go buy the chicken because my uncle was like, oh no, you're not going to kill any of my laying hens. So we had to go get a broiler chicken from somewhere. I paid like, I don't know, it was so cheap. I was like, oh man, give him more money. This is crazy. So we got the chicken. We went to the wood chopping den. Uncle showed me how to hold the chicken. So by its back legs and its wingtips, I had to pull them back and kind of hold everything together in one hand. And then he handed me the axe, and I pretty much just like dropped, like I was holding it, I just like let the weight drop onto the chicken, and I had to hold it, feel it convulse, and just kind of die in my hand. That was unique and my first time. I'm like, after that, we had to, of course, pluck and gut the chicken, and I was too afraid to actually pull the gut sack out and all that. So yeah, we got the chicken ready, and I remember I went to the garden and I got some leeks and some carrots, and this some grandma brought over this Italian spinach. And the leaves were like as big as a newspaper. I remember it was crazy. So I made a chicken soup. I also made some creamed spinach with a seared chicken breast, and realized this chicken was pretty old and maybe not tender and good for that, but that's okay. And I wrote about it. I have it in my journal here somewhere. Chicken soup I made all by myself or something like that. And I guess I wanted to do that to like, connect to my father and be like, like a farm boy. The one thing I remember him saying, which I love this image so much, and I'd like to do it myself. He would say like, on the farm I would go milk the cow and drink the milk warm right out of the bucket, and then I would turn the rest into butter in an old-fashioned butter churner, and like he would say these things like really happily and proud. It's cool. It's cool. I want to do that, and it's a connection to the land, but also with my father. I still believe, anybody who wants to eat meat should take a life of an animal, raise it even first, love it, and I think we should all know how to do these things, especially in the time of like fucking COVID-19 or whatever. Like, you got to know how to make food for yourself, right? Like, there's some basic skills that we've lost in a few generations, and it's really messed up. So when teaching is like, guiding, you have to guide the experience, and serving food is like that as well. I curate an experience. You learn from teaching. So, and passing down things, feeding somebody something, like you get new chefs into the kitchen and you feed them their first ramp or their first black raspberry or something they've never had, and you watch their face change. And you're like, I did something to you for the rest of your life. I just want to use nice shit and make the best things for people. And if I had somebody stepping on me saying, no, this is taking too long, this is too good, I'd be out. I can't cut my own standards. Lead leading chefs is motivating them correctly. When I was living in Montreal, working at a restaurant there, I was 20 at the time. This guy, he was just above me in the hierarchy. His name was Vincent. He spent some time in Paris and learned from those French guys and had some really good teachers. And part of in the way he did it, the way he phrased it one time, it was just like it's a busy Friday night, this overwhelming amount of orders on my station, and I'm just kind of like, fuck this, I don't care, this is too much, I can't do it. I don't know what I was saying. A lot, probably screaming, just not even know. And he would just, calmly, he calmly came up to me. He's like, do you care about this? Want to do this? And I'm like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, of course. And he's like, well, I don't even know if I said anything. He's like, if you don't care, you can leave. Go work at Earl's. Go work at a hotel. So that was the kind of stuff that I would go home and think about and come back the next day and do better because of it. Because I'm like, yeah, I do care. And then that was infectious. And then I would be saying that stuff to other people. You have some people that get together and love what they do, and they care a lot. And if you have one or two people there that don't, it can ruin it for everyone else, right? And they're like, I'm working really hard, and you're not going to screw this up for me. Holding your colleagues accountable is really good, and as long as you do that in a healthy way, great bonds are built that can last a lifetime.